Hey, how's it going, Jose? My name is Byron. I spoke to you earlier today about sending this video over. I work with companies throughout the United States. I help companies improve their online presence, and it's the reason why I decided to reach out to you guys. I wanted to give you some tips and tricks on some things you can do to improve your company's online presence. Once again, I wanted to give you some tips and tricks on some things you can do to improve your company's online presence. As you know, having an online presence in 2023 is very important for business. In fact, it's very critical because we're in a digital age now. What I mean by digital age is that most businesses are promoting and advertising themselves on the internet now. With that being said, let me show you a few different things that you can be doing to take advantage of this moment in time and also improving your company's online presence. So, when your future customers are looking for turf services within the greater Houston area, chances are they're going to go into Google and they're going to use particular key phrases in order to look for your service. So, in your case, they're going to put this particular key phrase into Google, which is artificial turf installation. They're going to hit search. And the first thing that most people tend to see when a page opens up is what's known as the Google Ads section. This is called the Google Ads section, and believe it or not, a lot of businesses, and I mean a lot of businesses, are coming into Google and they're paying to have these ads put up here. The beauty of this section is that the only time you ever be charged for running ads if when someone clicks on this link or headline here. So in order for Houston Fake Grass to be charged for running ads, someone would have to click on this link, which is also called a headline. If no one clicks on this link or headline, then this company will not be charged for running ads. Right below the ad section is what's known as the Google Maps section. This is called the Google Maps section, right? It's called the Google Maps section. Right below the Google Maps section is called the organic or SEO section. And these are the three main ways that most businesses are bringing in customers now. But the entire goal is to have you within one of these couple of ad spots. Once again, the entire goal is to have you within one of these couple of ad spots. And we can make that happen by providing you with a really good landing page that will convert traffic into phone calls, form submissions, or a combination of the two. Once again, we can make that happen by providing you with a really good landing page that will convert traffic into phone calls, form submissions, or a combination of the two. And there's a few different tools that we tend to like to use to make this whole process work. The first tool in particular that we like to use is called Google Keyword Planner. And Google Keyword Planner is where we go to see how much volume a certain keyword is generating per month. Also, another cool thing about Google Keyword Planner is that it allows us to see what other particular key phrases that people tend to go into Google and use when they're trying to find turf companies. So these are some of the other particular key phrases that people use when they're trying to find turf companies and turf services. But for right now, I want to focus in on this particular key phrase, which is artificial turf installation. So artificial turf installation in the greater Houston area. I say greater Houston area because I'm also targeting the outside cities surrounding Houston, such as Spring, Katy, Sugar Land, Pasadena, Pearland, and so on. So artificial turf installation in the greater Houston area is generating between 100 to 1,000 searches per month by people. And the cost per click is about $5.27. What that means is whenever someone goes into Google and puts this particular keyword or key phrase into the Google search engine and they come across an ad and they click on that ad, the company who's running that ad will be charged exactly $5.27. To give you an example, I kind of already did it. I put this particular key phrase into Google once the video started. I hit search and I came across these ads, right? If I were to click on these ads, one in particular that's being ran by Houston Fake Grass. So if I were to click on this ad that's being ran by this company, then chances are Houston Fake Grass will be charged exactly $5.27 each time I click on this ad. Keep in mind that a decent conversion rate for paid ads is about 10%. Once again, keep in mind that a decent conversion rate for paid ads is about 10%. What that particularly means is that about 10% of the people that click on your ad are giving you a phone call or they're filling out forms on your landing page. So if you were to run an ad right now for artificial turf installation in the greater Houston area and you had a decent conversion rate, which is about 10%, chances are you'll be paying about $52.70 just to land an artificial turf installation job, which is pretty lucrative, right? Because as you know, an artificial turf installation job is a couple thousands of dollars, and just paying $52.70 for that job is really lucrative. Another particular tool I like to use is called SpyFu, and what SpyFu does is it allows us to spy on our competition. The only thing you have to do is put your competition's URL in, and what that does is it brings up your stats. It brings up your opponent's stats as it pertains to running ad campaigns. So as you can see, your opponent is only paying for 10 keywords per month. You're only getting 18 clicks per month on their ads. So that means that about 18 times someone is clicking on their ad per month. And their ad budget is about $50.60. What this particularly means is that they're paying exactly this amount of money just to run these ads. Another cool thing about this tool is that it allows us to see some of the other competitors within the area. So these are some of the other turf companies within the area who's also running ads. And probably the final and best thing about this tool is that it allows us to see what ads our opponent has run over the course of time. And what you can do is, if you plan on running an ad campaign or setting up an ad campaign, you can take some of the things that your opponent has done well and add them to your ad campaign. You can also learn from their mistakes on some things that your competition has done wrong. And I'm going to show you how to identify a successful Google ad campaign and how to really set up one for yourself, right? Google has the quality score, and this quality score is what makes or break ad campaigns, basically. And this quality score is broken down into 3 metrics. And these 3 metrics I want to touch on. The first one is ad relevance. Ad relevance typically means, does this word or this particular phrase match what's in your headline, right? So what's ever being searched into the Google search engine, does it match your ad headline? If these 2 things don't match, then Google deducts points from your ad. And if Google deducts points from your ad won't show up most of the time. It might show up on page 2. And if it shows up on page 2, no one's going to click on your ad. And when no one clicks on your ad, you're not going to bring in any revenue. So you want to make sure that these 2 things match. It's called ad relevance. The second thing that Google tends to grade ad campaigns by is something called click-through rate. And what click-through rate means, how often is someone clicking on your ad than they are your competition. So you want someone to click on your ad more than they are your competition. And in order for someone to click on your ad more, you must have something called silent extensions. These right here are called silent extensions. And you want to use silent extensions to basically give customers as much information as possible about your company. So what type of services that you do? If you do sod installations, turf installations, putting green installations, and so on, you want to use silent extensions to describe your acts of service. You also want to use silent extensions to describe the areas that you work in. So what particular cities do you provide these services in? Do you provide them in Katy, Sugar Land, Pasadena, Pearland, and so on? You want to use silent extensions to describe your locations of work. You also want to use silent extensions to describe if you have multiple offices, right, within a greater Houston area. So if you have multiple offices with multiple phone numbers, you want to use silent extensions for those to tell customers where to contact you. You want to basically use silent extensions to describe as much information about your company as possible and give customers information on how your day-to-day operations work. The last and final thing that will really make or break your ad campaign is something called your landing page. This right here is an example of a landing page that we typically use for clients. It's not the actual landing page, but it's something close to it. And the reason why we use this landing page for our ads is because, number one, it's high quality, and number two, it converts really well. We generated like a decent amount of traffic just from running this landing page. And the reason why we've been able to generate a decent amount of traffic or a decent amount of revenue from running this landing page with our ads is because, number one, it has multiple calls of actions on it. What I mean by multiple calls of actions, you see this phone number right here. Once again, it's a phone number right here. There's a get quote form where potential customers can fill out right here. There's a phone number right here, and there's another quote form right here where customers can fill out. Those are called calls of action, and calls of actions are just basically you giving customers multiple ways to contact you. And when you give customers multiple ways on where they can contact you, chances are they're going to contact you immediately. And when they contact you immediately, they're going to inquire about your service. And when they inquire about your service, you're going to be bringing in revenue. And not only are you going to be bringing in revenue, Google's also going to be bringing in revenue because you're actually running an ad campaign on their platform. The second thing that Google tends to grade its landing page by is something called organic keywords or organic key phrases. And as you can see, these right here, turf, sod, and lawn care specialists, these are forms of organic keywords or organic key phrases. And organic key phrases or organic keywords are just basically keywords or key phrases that potential customers use in Google when they're trying to find turf companies and turf services. So you want to make sure that you have as many organic keywords or organic key phrases within your landing page, because when you have these within your landing page, chances are your landing page is going to match what someone searches. And when that happens, your landing page and your ad will show up a lot of the times. And when your landing page or ad shows up most of the time, you're going to be bringing in revenue. And when you bring in revenue, your business is going to be booming, right? The last and final thing that your landing page must have is called mobile responsiveness. This is very, very important because you want to make sure that your landing page works on mobile devices, right? You want to make sure that they work on iPhones, Androids, Kindles, iPads, and so on. You also want to make sure that it's loading up pretty fast on those mobile devices. You don't want someone to be clicking on your ad and sitting there waiting for your landing page to load up all day, right? Because they're not going to do that. They're just going to exit your ad, right? They're just going to leave your ad and they're going to click on your opponent's ad And when they click on your opponent's ads, they're going to fill out these forms that's on your opponent's landing page, and they're going to be calling your competitions or your competitors' phone numbers. So now that I showed you how to successfully set up a Google ad campaign and how to identify a Google ad campaign, if this is something that you're interested in, you can call me at 832-388-7490. Once again, my name is Byron. I showed you how to identify ad relevance. I showed you how to identify click-through rate. And I showed you how to set up and identify a successful landing page, a landing page that has multiple calls of action, a landing page that has multiple keywords or key phrases, and a landing page that is mobile responsive on mobile devices, and it loads up pretty fast and it's up to date. Once again, if this is something that you're interested in, feel free to call me at 832-388-7490. My name is Byron. I'll be happy to set this whole campaign up for you.